Good morning, enthusiasts. So I want to continue talking about what I started with yesterday about, how we get color guard more recognized and more respected. I did ask a question. I don't know that it'll be up for very much longer. I asked it yesterday on our story, and a lot of you guys have responded already, so cool, thank you. I'm gonna use that to start off what I'm gonna talk about tomorrow. But today, I wanted to talk to you about, I got some comments on my video yesterday. So the whole comments that I'm talking about, we're talking about the money-making side of color guard. So one of the reasons that schools are not as involved with making sure the guard has what they need is because we're not a revenue generating source. So we're not bringing in money, and we're really not the same way that football games are, not the same way that basketball games are, and so on. And there was the comment made that, well, one competition will bring in thousands. Okay, but here's the problem with that, is that one competition takes tons and tons and tons of setup and prep time for one day of bringing in thousands. That's basically equivalent to doing a fundraiser. And when you're in the business side of things, you do not want to have to do fundraisers. You want something that consistently brings in money over time that you can count on. So think about football games, for instance. You kind of know how much money each football game is going to make. You've probably got a football stadium set up. You've probably got somebody to run the concession stand. You've got a whole bunch of people who are really good at their jobs who've done this a lot. And so that makes things a lot different for sports games versus a color guard competition. So even though, yes, you're bringing in money, you don't want to do fundraisers. You don't want those little one-off days that just bring in thousands of dollars. You want a consistent influx of finances to help fund your program. So that's the one thing about that. As far as is color guard ever going to make money? Yes. The problem with that, though, is that what people decided when color guard started being a thing was that they wanted to make the money off of the members. I don't know why they decided this. Maybe that was the only place they could get it, or the only place they thought they could get it. They decided to make the money off of the members instead of finding another revenue source. So that's why you go to a WGI team and you're going to be paying $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 for the season. You go to DCI, you're going to be paying up to $4,000. I've heard some are even over $4,000 at this point. So you're going to pay money to perform. I don't know other places that are like that, other things that are like that, other activities that are like that you have to pay to be in it, Now, granted, there's stuff there's cheer and there's dance and there's things like that, but I feel like those are closely related enough that we really can't use those as a comparison point when trying to figure out where an alternative source of finances, of revenue can come in that will take care of all those things. So that's part of the issue. I'd love for you guys to discuss this in the comments, because I want to know your side of things. How do you feel about what do you think about that? Because it's really, really frustrating for people like me, where I'm okay, I need to find another source of revenue. I'm running my team as a business. It's an independent organization. It is a not-for-profit. I have written grants. Oh my gosh, I have written so many grant applications. And usually what I do, because I work at the school also, is I'll write a grant application for the school and I'll write a grant application for the color guard. Two separate funding sources, but I always make sure to get the same number of applications for both, so that I'm not putting preference of one over the other. And what ends up happening is I receive the grant that I wrote for the school for the science program, and then I don't get anything for the grant that I write for my color guard. And it's really, really frustrating, because I don't know what the problem is there. So why are funding sources not wanting to contribute to these performing arts organizations that are giving, they're doing this good work and actually applying for it? So let me know what you think.